Well, this episode title doesn't bode well. A River of Snakes. I know for some people, like Nick, I know you like snakes. So, but earlier you were talking like you said that you saw like a pit full of like snakes. And you're just like, even that's a bit too much for me.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a pit of coral snakes, and I'm just like, ooh, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, I got to see this death animation, and so I saved the game and hopped in.
Because, of course.
Obviously, she just gets chewed on by coral snakes.
So,
screen goes black.
you know, I saw something the other day, The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. I don't know if you all remember that series from like the 90s. There was the one episode where Haji actually goes back home and, you know, finds out he's actually like part of the royal family in this one sect of India. And there's this one part where one of the main bad guys who they're fighting against, who's like the ugliest, you know, he's like the stereotypical bad guy who always has like the worst shit happen to him. Well, there's a pit full of asps, like vipers, and this guy gets knocked into it, and he comes out of it. And he's like, after he gets knocked into it, the other main bad guy, who's like Haji's cousin, who's like taking over the country, starts to like crawl out of this pit to try and get out. And then as he's crawling out, the ugly bad guy reaches up and grabs his leg, and you see his face, and he's like got like his face is all like mangled and jarred. So I'm like, oh gosh, for a kids show, it's like kind of jacked up, and he had like venom like seeping out of like wounds on his face and everything. It's like, dude, come on. And then him and Haji's cousin fell to their deaths and got ate by the pit vipers. And yeah, that messed me up when I was a little younger, and I was like, and now I'm older, and I'm just like, oh god, I've seen so much worse now.
It's like the episode of like Captain Planet where they were dealing with like gang violence and like they had people getting shot and killed. Like,
I sure forgot about that.
I don't remember that at all.
And I was like, holy cow, like cartoon death, like they had guns and like people got shot. Like you never see people get shot.
I forgot about that.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. Dude, that's a haggard episode too, because you know you got like all these like wannabe gangbangers like they're trying to sound tough too, because the dialogue, it's like that 90s wannabe tough guy dialogue. It's like Will Smith trying to act tough in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but you can't cuss or anything like that. Well, it's hilarious.
Also, one of my favorites, as far as like, was in MacGyver, the Tough Boys episode where they have like the Tough Boys rap and they're like their own little gang. Now, I will say though, that one was brutal, where they his buddy that had opened up like the Boys and Girls Club or whatever, like they slit his throat. Like, yeah, there's some brutal episodes of MacGyver.
See, what was the I'll never forget 21 Jump Street, not the movie, the TV series that had Johnny Depp in it. Like there was a season, or there was like a few episodes of the season where him and another guy like dressed up as brothers, and they were called the McQuaid brothers, and they like came in like acting all tough. They had like the stereotypical 80s tough guy look, you know, the do-rag, the blue jean jacket, the skull t-shirts and everything, the piercings, the biker gloves. They came into the boys' bathroom, both of them at the same time like open the door, and they both go, "Yo!" It's like trying to be tough. I'm like, any other place, these guys would get their asses kicked handily. Yo! Oh, gosh. But seeing that and seeing, just as a kid, you know, witnessing certain things, and, you know, now that I've gotten older, I can understand, you know, it's just like, oh, that's just like, it's meant to shock you. It's meant to like draw you in. This, on the other hand, yeah, I came to expect this because a lot of people said that this series was very, very violent and like very like depressing and very, in sort of a like nihilistic nature or naturalist kind of way.
I mean, the only compliment I can pay it right now is that I don't have to watch anything's children die this episode. So, I mean, I guess...
I don't know if you could say that for sure.
Well, I mean, of the two characters that have been introduced, I mean...
Yeah.
That's true. But, yeah, this episode, River of Snakes, I'm interested to see where the story goes from here, because they both kind of got their revenge in the last episode when they killed that big dinosaur, the big horned dinosaur that pretty much just like wrecked both of their families. So I guess we'll see. But for right now, let's get into it. This is Primal, Episode 2, River Snakes. I also like the music too. It's like very exploitation, like from 60s and 70s, like experimental ambient music. Oh, Tyler Bates. I didn't know Tyler Bates did the music for this. That's awesome. Is that a pig? Get the pig. Pumbaa, no. No. Don't be greedy. Don't appreciate that. She's like, you snooze, you lose. You gotta think she'd have the advantage because she's probably a lot faster and, you know, her mouth's kind of filled with what he carries around.
Now they both have stripes.
Again, damn it.
Stop selling us piggies.
I wonder if this is like an alpha thing where they're trying to prove who's the better hunter.
That's probably what you should have been doing.
Yeah, hunting from the treetops. Yeah. Turn back. Oh. Solid kill. Hey.
Oh, that's
Hey,
it.
hey. Hey, what are you expecting to do? The friggin'... Back off. Mine. This one you can't steal. Oh. Too much Taco Bell?
Ugh, gross.
Too much Taco Bell.
Eat a lot, poop a lot.
It's like rhinoceros. Good lord. Have you ever seen a rhinoceros like drop trout? Good God. Okay. That's strike 3. I guess they're both used to being the alpha, so they've never had to, fight another for it. It's weird how pack mentality works sometimes, you know, like how wolves are. You know, they'll, fight each other and then eat each other. It's kind of messed up. You know, Mikey, you say that. You said that earlier. Now he's having to relive it. That's a log. It was a log. He made a good argument. I mean...
You take this from me, I'm going to shove this spear up your nose.
I don't think it's going to matter. I think Fang's just going to come out and just, still steal it anyway, because Fang, I guess...
Yep.
Oh! Oh my god. Still curious about that death animation there, Nick?
Yeah, kinda.
Holy hell.
It's quite a bit of snakes.
It's a lot of slithery boys.
Thing is there wouldn't really be anything to be scared of as long as you didn't get over in them. That could be a problem.
And that's bad too, yeah.
Yeah.
A sudden flash flood and a shit ton of snakes.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the snakes are washing towards you against their will.
Looking to bite onto anything they can for some stability.
No.
No, you don't.
Snakes don't roar.
Yeah, they hiss. Oh.
Hopefully they're not venomous or he's immune to venom, but they look like bad fangs, so they look like they're supposed to be venomous. Or she's immune to venom, whatever.
Holy crap.
Ooh. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big snake. A lot bigger than I thought it was.
She got it. Ah, I see what they're doing. Okay.
It's a pretty freaking smart dinosaur.
Except you didn't take into account that they don't weigh the same.
Well, this sucks. Now what? Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Watch out for the rocks! Oh! Oh! Oh. Hunt together.
More food.
I got your back, you got my back. Okay. Wow. Alright. So, yeah. Those are some big snacks. And, I think the whole point of that episode was literally just, you know, learning to work together and just be like, alright, so who's the alpha here? Why does there have to be an alpha? Why can't we work together? I think that's basically the whole point of that episode. I mean, I'd like to think. I mean, I don't know. But, I think Fang, like, you know, they both have their advantages. They, like, Spear seems to be, Spear is, like, more of the thinker and has, like, you know, he's the human, so he's able to do more and have more maneuverability, whereas Fang's just, like, a good killer. Like, very, very, very good at what she does. I'm just... There's several ways that this can go that I just don't know. I don't know what's... Like, I know this is, like, their growing episodes, you know, where they, you know, we're introduced to the characters and everything in the first episode. Second episode, you know, there's going to be friction where they, like, butt heads and everything. We can tell that Spear seems to be dealing with some grief still with his family and everything. Haven't seen that much from Fang though. Fang seems to like. I've heard it's easier for animals to move on if they've lost their brood. I've heard that.
I mean, empathy is mostly a human trait. I mean,
Yeah.
so I mean,
Depends
there's,
on which kinds of animals usually too.
I mean, dinosaurs are generally classified as reptiles. They don't have very large brains. I mean, they're pretty sure they were warm-blooded, but I mean, it's like they would have instincts probably to protect their children up to a certain point.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like reptiles don't have empathy. I mean, they just, their brains are just wired for, you know,
Reproduce. Basic functions, really.
I'm going to feed
That's
myself,
why,
I'm going to make more of myself. The end. I mean,
Mate, feed, kill, repeat.
Hence the term reptilian in terms of like thoughts that people have sometimes and stuff.
This is true, yeah. There's a lot to go off with that, and there's especially by comparison of the between the two, seeing as how they're both able to cope. I guess. I mean, if I were to lose my entire family, it'd probably take me a little bit to just be like, all right, that was a thing. Let's just.
I know, like other animals, like dogs, you know, actually get really depressed if their companion dogs die. Like they have another dog they live with, they get depressed whenever they pass away.
Empathy is I think a mammalian trait. Like it's very like mammal based.
well, I mean,
It can be birds too, because I think penguins mate for life, and they get pretry sad if their mate passes away.
Yeah.
it depends. I mean, you definitely, reptiles just aren't.
No.
Reptiles aren't social. I mean, there's not. I mean, they don't.
It's not like they're all hanging out, like all the pit vipers are hanging out in the pit together, just like, so how's the wife and family, man? It's good. How's yours?
Now, dinosaurs we're not really sure. I mean, because it's
No.
like we don't, you know, we just have like fossil evidence. I mean, for their size, I mean, they think that they were probably warm-blooded. I mean, we don't really have a lot of good fossil evidence to indicate that like certain ones were more social and worked together in packs, but you know.
But we can tell that their brains were like
structure seemed to you
Yeah.
know sort of allow for that it made sense that they would hunt in packs. Some of them, I mean,
but for the most part, yeah, the whole thing with reptiles or with dinosaurs, you know, unless we're able to go back in time and see
Yeah.
for ourselves how they were, we're not able to like make a completely rational educational judgment.
yeah.
on
I mean,
them. That's
it's kind of a
unfortunate.
general rule that like anything predatory usually has higher intelligence than anything that's generally a herd prey animal. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
you know.
Well, unless you're a pig, because pigs are like one of the smartest creatures on the planet.
Well, I mean,
But
pigs
The-
also will eat anything.
yeah, well,
So
yeah, depending on how far up you go, their special change. Like if you go to like full on like warthogs out in the wild that will literally eat anything. Yeah, like the ones whose diets are that primarily subsist of like anything versus the ones that we see. You know, like the pigs, which mostly subsist off of grain and stuff like that. Their diet has changed in such a way. Like if they tried to go back to eating the way their ancestors did, it would actually kind of like be bad for them. Like,
I've
Get-
always heard the story of like people feeding their murder victims to the pigs.
be wary of pig farmers, yeah. Which that's one thing I heard. I actually heard in a movie, but I actually heard it before I heard it in the movie. It was in the movie Snatch. A gangster named Bricktop. That was always his threat. He's like, have you ever heard of the word nemesis before? It's like, and then he goes on a whole spiel about how it's like, and that's why, always be wary of a pig farmer, and that's why you always hear the term as greedy as a pig, and you know, and all that. But I actually heard it from Zach's side of the family earlier than actually I saw that movie, because Zach's family, Sowards, is, you know, an Irish family that predominantly herded sows, sow herders, Sowards. That's actually where their name comes from. And I heard a long time ago, it's just like, yeah, if anyone ever made us mad, we, you know, our family would usually kill them and feed them to the pigs. That's usually what they did. Of course, Bricktop was a lot more. He was just like, first off, you got to shave off all the hair on the body, then remove the teeth to help with digestion, and you know, just stuff like that. It's like, well, damn. Remind me never to cross a pig farmer. But damn, this show. I mean, as much as I like it, I like the art style. I like the ability, their ability to tell a story without virtually any dialogue.
Yeah,
or
I mean
anything
that is pretty darn cool.
Yeah. At the same time, I wonder how far they can go with it, given what they have available to them right now. I don't know what they're going to add in. I don't know if there's other stuff that's going to... you expect that. I mean, we had the River of Snakes this time, but again, that's just like a monster of the week kind of thing. Instead, it was like a monster of this episode. So in the next one, I'm wondering what they're going to add in. Hopefully more stuff can be added in that can enhance the story and add to our characters, because so far it's been very grounded, very down to earth, very brutal at its core, which I like, but there's always room for more stuff that they can do. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna move on from this. This was Primal, Episode 2, The River of Snakes. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and hopefully we will see you all in the next one. So until then, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you then. Peace out.